Hi, Steve and Caleb, and today we've got some really cool stuff for you to look at. Caleb, this kind of came out of the blue. What's the big occasion here?
Well, Steve, the date coming up is 4/19 and 4/19.
I get it.
Hey.
I get it.
Yeah, and we have some really cool Area 419 products. So coincidentally, this is like one of my favorite companies in the industry.
Right.
So they're easy to talk about. So I figured I'd get some of their stuff together. This is a very limited selection of what they make, but it's just some of my favorite products.
All right.
So,
well, what do you want to start with?
Well, that guy right there.
There you go.
Thing. Man, it's called the Zero, but it is a hero. That is the coolest press.
Have you been working on that all week?
I literally just made it up, Steve. I'm surprised.
Wow.
I'm never that clever, so I'm surprised myself.
Zero refers to what? Zero deflection, zero wiggle, zero.
I mean, the tolerances on that thing are insane.
This thing is like a rock. It's like it's made out of one solid piece.
I mean, it almost is. It's a giant chunk of aluminum they machined, and then they put some steel on that. So we have a really in-detailed video on it that we did a few years ago when it came out. And I would recommend going and watch that because it goes over every little detail of that press. Yeah, and it's great. I mean, it's my favorite reloading press by far.
And it's so smooth.
It
so
is
smooth.
The smoothest. It's absolutely wild, just like the amount of stuff they put into that.
Yeah.
But with that being said, you can also get it's a turret press, and you can get two different turrets for that thing. One of which will hold their Zero dies. Let me bust this open, Steve.
Yeah, take a look at that.
This thing is massive. It's heavy.
In the meantime, I'm going to empty the ashtray.
Yeah, that's what that is. It comes with this in this really nice case, which is where they put a lot of their higher end products. They ship to you. They ship just like
that
this.
looks like it's TSA approved.
It might be. I don't know, but just open it up there. I'll give you the look at that, man.
Wow.
So the die itself looks like it is a component that goes on the space shuttle.
What does it do?
In intergalactic flight
I mean,
modulation.
with
reloading.
reloading.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So it's this is a super precise sizing die.
Okay.
And
okay.
it's an adjustable sizing die.
Adjustable.
Yeah. So for your precision guys out there,
Yeah.
precision rifle shooting guys, those you can fine tune that headspace.
Wait, are you saying the top moves up and down, and there's something inside there that
yeah,
moves
let me take it apart.
Yeah. Okay.
So you have the micrometer top here, right? That moves. That is
Okay.
adjustable. The die comes apart here.
Oh, that's why it's so big.
Yeah, you have the adjustment in there, right? So this is very precision machine, really tight threads in there.
Wow.
Really nice. And then the lock ring just goes up and down on those threads. We don't really need to cover that. But the insert is where it's at.
So that's the actual sizing portion.
Yeah, this piece right here.
Man.
So this is what does all the work, and it moves up and down inside of that body based on the adjustment.
Okay. That allows it to travel. Man, this thing is heavy.
It is.
It's full up there. It's solid steel inside there.
Very well made.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, and this one's labeled. So this is the 6.5 millimeter Creedmoor full length sizing die.
And this is marked off in thousandths of an inch, I take it?
I would assume so.
Yeah. Oh, man.
And then the decapping portion looks like a missile.
Yeah. And I noticed this thing has got like an O-ring or something putting the brakes on in there.
Yeah.
So you can adjust it easily, but yet it's never going to move while you're reloading. It's nice engineering, I gotta say.
Yeah, let me throw
That thing weighs like 5 pounds.
It is massive. All right.
But it goes with the press, I gotta say. It's on the right press.
Yeah, for sure. Like you don't buy something like that and then throw some cheapo dies in there, you know.
Right.
It comes with the shell holder.
Which you must use with this die.
Yeah, you have
as
to
I
use
understand.
this shell holder with it. This shell holder mounts in that press. It's got some tools here, so I pulled it apart by hand because it was all loose, but it comes with a tool to take care of that.
Once you decide to tighten everything down.
Yep, when you want to lock it down, that's the tool you use. And then it also comes with these things here, which are just more tools.
Right.
Yeah. And then not only that, but you get an extra decapping pin.
Nice.
Right there, check that out. Boom. Speaking of decapping, Steve, it'd be nice
And
if
we
they
were.
made a universal decapping die.
Right. Right. With the same type of planning and engineering as goes into the other stuff.
You know, let me open this box right here, Steve. Look at this thing. You know, I'm a sucker for titanium nitride and stuff.
Oh, don't I know it.
Look at that
Don't
thing.
I know it. Wow. Wow.
Yeah, take it apart. It's so it's a decapping die and it's spring loaded, but it's not like
Oh.
crazy spring loaded. It just gives it. There's a little bit there, and the spring portion's in that cap. If you push on it with your thumb, you can kind of feel it.
Okay.
But
So it'll give that primer a little kick once it loosens?
yeah, helps it kind of just pop right out of there.
Cool.
And then this one also comes with a wrench for changing out the decapping pin portion as well.
Okay. Does this come in flat dark earth?
That's as close as you're gonna get.
Okay.
That's all you need. But that is, I haven't used it yet, but I already know that that's going to be my favorite decapping die.
Yeah. It looks pretty indestructible,
Yeah.
which is what you need when you're just running decapping dies.
Yep. No
You
doubt.
never know when you're going to hit a tight case.
Yep. So that's going to be the one to go to now for sure. I'm going to try it out with a bunch of crimped 5.56 and see what happens.
Cool.
Then we have reloading trays. So they make it in different case head diameters.
Right.
This one is the 308 diameter one, so any of those, if that's a
Yeah.
parent case for it, it'll fit in here. So we have an older version of this that isn't drilled all the way
Right.
through.
It's not perforated.
Yeah, and this one is. So all that. Steve made the comment. So all that powder you're spilling everywhere has a place to go.
Every once in a while I spill a little powder. I'm sorry.
You know, don't we all? Just spill a little powder. Where to next? Oh, so the last reloading centered product, I'll say, is going to be their funnel kit. This is actually the one we've been using in the studio now for
Yeah.
years.
Yeah.
And it looks brand new.
It's one of those things you don't think you need until you actually use it.
Yeah, so it comes just like this with the holder and everything. The funnel that's, what's the word I'm looking here to describe those little waves?
It's got the little grooves in there.
Yeah, so it has those, we'll go with that. It has those little grooves cut in it, so that helps all the powder go down and then it'll stick to the sides.
Right.
And then you have different adapters for different case mouth diameters.
Yeah. So instead of going through all your funnels, trying to find the right one for your 22 versus your 270 versus your 30, you've got it all right here in one little package.
Yep, and they're all color coded, and this one's for 30 cal, so you just screw it on there,
Yep.
put it over the case mouth, and just pour your powder in. Boom.
Yep.
Good to go.
And they put it in this nice little stand here, so you would want to put it on your bench on where you could find it.
Yeah.
You know, rather than stashing it in a drawer somewhere.
Yeah, it looks cool on the bench, so like
I mean, I never lose stuff when I'm reloading, but you know, some people might.
yeah, you never do. All right, let's talk about the actual. We got like the preparation end of things. Let's talk about
Yeah.
the actual shooting side of things.
Okay.
You know? One of my favorite muzzle brakes is the 419 muzzle brake. This is the 3-port model, and this one is the Hellfire, I believe. It comes in the Hellfire and the Sidewinder, which is just a different thread diameter. So your larger calibers will use the larger diameter.
Yeah.
But the way it locks on is this threads onto your barrel thread, so your 5/8 by 24. You can get it in a number of threads, of course, but you screw this onto your barrel, so your typical right-hand thread, you know, and then this screws on, but it screws on with a taper lock, so it's locking on that taper.
Okay.
So you can hand tighten it and it'll go on way secure. And you know, like I'm getting stuff all over my hands because I've used this one. But yeah, so once you tighten it by hand, you don't need any tools to take your brake on and off to clean it. Because this piece you can just leave on. Or you can unscrew this and screw on a suppressor, because they make suppressors that mount to it as well.
I'm not surprised.
So super cool there. Oh, and this is the actual locking portion is a left-hand thread.
Okay.
So you can really get on it and not have to worry about your muzzle device coming loose if it's stuck, you know?
Right.
So that's a cool one.
But the people at 419, they're really into long range, aren't they?
They really are, yeah.
So,
Yep. And this one's it's labeled, 6.5, but you can get it for a number of calibers.
Yeah.
So whichever you want to go with, they make it for.
nice.
Next, let's talk about this. This is a cool little gadget, Steve.
Looks like a trigger, a giant trigger.
It does look like a giant trigger. No, this is a 17S mount for bipods.
Okay.
So the bottom of it is your typical 17S, so it'll fit a wide variety of your higher end and some of the lower end bipods out there. And you just screw your bipod onto it. And the cool thing about this is that it'll fit an Arca rail. And it also has, so 419 uses what's called the Arcalock. And if you look at it, you can actually see a version of it on that press right there.
Yeah.
It's an Arca rail with the perforations cut into it. And if you engage this, I'll see if you can kind of see it here. Those ball bearings in there, those are just floating loose, but if you engage this, they lock into place. So it's just reinforcement for your Arca rail.
It's not going to slide.
Right. So, but if your Arca rail isn't cut for one, that's no big deal. You just leave it off, and it'll still fit any Arca rail out there. Not only that, but for me, I have a lot of guns that have 1913 rails too.
Okay.
So this also locks in to 1913 on the bottom.
Oh, that's okay.
So I can have this mount on any of my bipods and use it on any of my guns now, which is
very nice.
Yeah, which is great.
I didn't know about that feature.
Yep. So that's what makes this so cool. It's essentially technically 3 mounting types in one.
Right. Yeah.
So awesome.
A lot of the world is going to Arca, but a lot of us still have Picatinny rails on the bottom there.
Yep. So I can put this on that M38, or I can put it on my my precision rifle. Whatever.
Yeah.
So just something I wanted to show off. This one almost kind of like snuck by. I had to dig for it and found it.
If you don't want to buy a super expensive bipod for every gun,
yes,
you can switch it back and forth.
Just buy one really good bipod and move it around.
Yeah.
Okay, last product we're going to talk about here today. This is one I haven't used yet, but I'm excited to use. Let me open this guy up here. This is their one where I say this is their scope mount. This is a version of their scope mount. They make this in a pretty good variety of setups. This one is the front cantilever type mount, which would be good for a variety of things. It comes in different tube diameters as well. This one is a 34 millimeter. And it also comes in their super fancy case with the Torx bit and some of that purple juice.
Oh.
Yeah, what do you know about that purple juice?
Well, it tastes like grape, I suppose.
I would assume so. However, because this is a educational video, we do have to say, please do not consume this.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so don't taste it.
I guess I'll have to dump this out.
Yeah, you might as well get it out of here. Man. Okay, anyway, this, if you look at it, you'll notice it's black.
Right.
But if you look on the inside, it is super shiny.
That's the first thing I noticed.
Yes, so this thing is, so these two ring portions are perfectly on axis with each other.
Right.
So they are bored and machined and then polished perfectly. So think about what happens when you lap your scope rings, if you're familiar with that process. Essentially, that's already done here, and it's done on a scale that is difficult to replicate.
Right. And if you're wondering why they left the inside unfinished afterwards, because the finish doesn't necessarily have to be even.
Yeah, so this, right now, this is perfectly round.
Right.
You'll get perfect contact on your optic. If you put any kind of finish in there, pretty much no matter what it is, it has the potential to be off a little bit one way or the other.
Right. Right.
But with this, there's no chance of that.
No,
so
absolutely true. It's perfectly bored through.
Yep. So that's what makes these so cool. You can get them as 2-ring setups. You can get them as non-cantilever type mounts. Of course, different ring sizes. And then there's an attachment on the top here. This little rail. You can take that off if you don't want it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they also make those diving board type attachments. So if you want to run like a rangefinder or something on top, you can do that as well with these rings. And you don't have to run it on top. If you notice, the sides are drilled, so you can run them on the sides as well.
Oh, slick.
So
slick.
a very modular yet very precise scope mount.
And that comes in different sizes, I assume?
Yep, any size you need, they make it for.
You know, we used to, we probably still do, have that double reamer that goes in your scope rings, and you turn it with a wrench,
Yes.
and you true up your rings just like these are. Well, now you don't have to do that anymore.
Yeah, yep.
You're welcome.
Yeah. You just buy it ready to go out the box.
Oh, man.
Because the equipment they're truing these up with is better than
Well, if you got
what most
if you got
people have.
1,000 or 2 invested in the scope, why screw it up with inferior rings?
Exactly. Yeah, the optic is only as good as how it's mounted to the gun.
Pretty much.
So.
Pretty much.
All right. Well, Steve, that's all I got today.
All right. Do you want them to comment or post questions or anything?
You know,
what do you want them to do?
Yeah. At this point, I feel like y'all know what to do. Hit the like button, subscribe, questions, comments, post them down below. If you need help with anything for any reason ever, Steve, who are they going to call?
Ghostbusters?
Nope.
The tech line.
Thank you. Give us a call on the tech line.
That's right.
We'll be happy to help you out.
All right. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.